Championship leader Max Verstappen stormed to his 24th career pole at the Circuit de Barcelona-Catalunya, the stage for his very first victory in Formula One. It was a dramatic qualifying session in tricky mixed conditions. But the track and throng of fans are basking in the Spanish sunshine today. There's a lot of sport for Ferrari and Charles Leclerc, and he's going to need it today. Such a difficult day for him yesterday. Pole sitter here last year, and he could only manage P16. He's going to start from the pit lane today.
We've got 5 lights on, it's lights out, and away we go. Max Verstappen gets away decently, but Carlos Sainz is now coming at him. Lando Norris into the slipstream, or trying to. Lewis Hamilton on the inside, there comes Lance Stroll, and behind them Fernando Alonso making a move on Esteban Ocon. Into turn 1, Max Verstappen just ahead of Carlos Sainz. Hamilton and Norris make contact, and there's damage there for both cars. The other Mercedes of George Russell goes off the track, and Lance Stroll looking to make a move past Lewis Hamilton to get into third place. Verstappen leads from Sainz, then Hamilton, Stroll, Ocon on the inside of Lando Norris, but the two British drivers collided, Martin.
Yeah, Lando Norris will be disappointed in himself that he didn't go hard right and just close Lewis Hamilton off. Let's hope Hamilton doesn't have a puncture in his right rear.
And the Aston Martin is ahead of the Mercedes. Lance Stroll's made up 2 places at the start here. We look now to Lance Stroll. We saw Fernando Alonso getting passed by a Mercedes, and we're seeing Lance Stroll getting passed by a Mercedes. That was really, really tight. Hamilton got the move done in the end.
Yeah, looking forward to some maple syrup on my pancakes.
Rain at turn 5.
Wow. That's out of the blue.
Is anyone else reporting rain? I think it's sweat from the inside of my helmet.
So it sounds like it's just you that's reporting the rain. I suspect it might be the sweat.
What do we say, 2 laps for George Russell to be right on the gearbox of Carlos Sainz? Well, I think we're about to see it now. We saw the Ferrari there struggling out of the final corner, while George Russell got an absolutely delightful blast round that right-hander, and he's had a delightful trip down the main straight. He's had an even more delightful outcome too, because George Russell has just got past Carlos Sainz and moved himself up into the podium places, and that was as sweet could be. We watched this move, George Russell on Carlos Sainz again. He was picking up the slipstream as best he can all the way down that straight. That was nice.
Solid work.
Just solid.
Just solid.
It was pretty good.
Pretty good.
Oh dear, that is defence and some by Esteban Ocon on Fernando Alonso, who was wise to it. And there is a bit of history between these two from when they were teammates. And that was elbows and some from Esteban Ocon. It looked a little bit aggressive, that.
For me, it was fine. But yeah, one of your colleagues asked me before, and I overtook Tsunoda, Wang Yu, and Esteban. And for me, they felt all 3 very similar. So. Not from the inside the car.
Good fight with Fernando, as usual. But yeah, it was too fast today. It was impossible for me to keep him behind. So, you know, I tried for 2 laps, and then I had to let him go.
Tell Lance not to worry, I just want to build a gap with the cars behind in case of rain or anything.
Yeah, copy. Understood, mate. Copy.
Copy for that. 0 risk.
Yeah, understood, mate. Understood.
That's working as a team.
Yeah. So, yeah, exactly. Basically, he's closed within 1.3 seconds and says, I won't pass him.
On board with Charles Leclerc. He's within DRS range of Pierre Gasly. So getting that extra pace, he needs a few more car lengths, I think, advantage to get past Pierre Gasly, and well, if he can clear Gasly on this lap, maybe there's a last lap in it for Charles Leclerc to try and get past Zhou Guanyu, who currently is hanging on to that final points position.
Yeah, he's 3 seconds off the points now, Charles Leclerc.
And down on the inside, he looks to make a move into the hairpin. Gasly had him covered off. As we watch Leclerc making his way around the long right-hander at turn 12, and now can he get his foot flat to the floor as best he can to put some pressure on Pierre Gasly and get a really nice exit out of the final corner and go on the hunt for another position gained in this race. He started from the pit lane, he's now eyeing up 11th place, and you can see how he's gaining on Gasly there, but not gaining enough. Gasly's got that one covered off into turn 1.
Like, really, I don't understand what we are doing wrong, but we are doing something wrong, and the tires are... I went from a first hard to a second hard in the last stint, did exactly the same thing, and the car is behaving in a completely different way, and we have to obviously understand, work, but we really need to now, because it's been few races that we are struggling with the conditions or having a very picky car, and today was no better.
Max Verstappen, lap 66, out of 66. Max Verstappen can see the Ferrari in the distance. He's a lap down. Nobody has got close to Max Verstappen in terms of trying to get a win here this afternoon. The Dutch army rise to acclaim their hero. He has taken the fastest lap. He's taken 25 points for the win. It's max points for Max Verstappen at the Spanish Grand Prix. He wins yet again, a hat-trick of victories in the last 3 races. He just continues to go and grow at the top of this championship. The gap is going to be around 24 seconds by the time Lewis Hamilton crosses the line, but this has been a super performance for Lewis Hamilton and for Mercedes today, and for the 35th time in Formula 1, it's Verstappen and Hamilton and a 1-2, and George Russell is going to hold off Sergio Perez to get 3rd in this race. So Mercedes are back on the podium with 2 drivers, and that's a huge boost for a team that's had to dig deep to rebuild their car.